Here we have the small-leaved hawkweed, Hieracium angustatiforme, which is a rare endemic found only in the Brecon Beacons. And here I am, middle of the Brecon Beacons at Hieracium National Nature Reserve. This is its only site now. It has been found in 3 sites here, and then at the head of Brecon and also at Glyn Colling. And I've been both of those and can't find any plants there at all. So it's only known now here at Hieracium. But the good news is that on this scree there are loads and loads of plants. There must be 300-400 plants scattered across this really rather steep bit of scree in the National Nature Reserve. And it seems to be slightly more base rich than a lot of the acid scree around, and that may be why the hawkweed is here. So how do you tell it then? Well, first of all, it's a member of section Stelligera, which are about 52 species in Britain. But this one is a really slender plant with very distinctive basal leaves, which are lanceolate and then strongly toothed. I'll show you those again in a sec. Then there's usually 1 or sometimes none or sometimes 2 stem leaves, and it's very slender, and it comes up to quite a small head. As you can see, this is probably only about 2–2.5 centimetres across. It's really quite small. The back of the heads, the bracts, they're not quite acute, they're not quite obtuse, they're a bit intermediate, and it's rounded at the base. And then on the involucral bracts themselves, which you won't be able to see here at all because it's just too fine, they've got quite a lot of simple hairs, very few short glandular hairs, and then they've got very sparse stellate hairs, particularly at the base of the involucra. And then the styles are yellow. The leaves are slightly glaucous, and here we are. If I come down without falling down, and have a look, here is a lovely rosette. So these show you very clearly here the lovely strong toothing, and they're sort of lanceolate obovate, they're lanceolate elliptic, so they're wider slightly below the middle, but they're quite narrow as well. Again, these are perhaps only 2 to 3 centimetres wide. They've got a few sparse hairs on the top, that's not important, but they've got these very nice sharp teeth. And the apices tend to be relatively blunt, sometimes tiny mucronate tip at the end. So these in the National Nature Reserve here have done very well as a result of the grazing being taken off Hieracium. When I first came here in 2003, this was quite a scarce thing and I saw 2 or 3 plants. But by 2009, when the grazing was off, it had spread dramatically. And now I'm very pleased to see just how much there is here on the National Nature Reserve. So there you are. That's a really rare Welsh endemic, only 3 sites in the Brecon Beacons, and it's listed on section 7 of the Welsh Biodiversity Act as a species of principal importance for Wales for biodiversity. So there you are, Hieracium angustatiforme.